In this video, we're looking at another tornado outbreak once again across the same areas that just saw one of the biggest severe weather outbreaks in recent memory. And we're not stopping there. We have another severe threat on Saturday and Sunday. Looking at today's severe weather risk here, once again, this is going to be for Friday, April 4th. And you can see we have a moderate risk once again in place for Northeast Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, and Central and Western Arkansas is in a moderate threat for severe weather. This is definitely not as big compared to Tuesday's risk, but once again, this is still a big threat for tornadoes here on Friday. This risk goes as far northward as Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and goes as far southward as southern Texas for where we could see these severe storms on Friday. That tornado threat is going to be big. Once again, 15% risk within a 25-mile radius of a point for tornadoes, and also a 10% hatched area over that. So that hatched area means you have the potential for EF2 to EF5 tornadoes here on Friday across, again, southeast Oklahoma, much of Arkansas here, in northeast Texas. That wind threat is going to be rather low. You're going to see maybe some gusty winds with some of these storms. Strong tornadoes and potentially violent tornadoes are once again going to be one of those main threats here for Friday. You are going to see a decent hail threat as well. Again, once again, just as you saw Tuesday, we do have that big threat for hail. Over baseball sized hail is possible here on Friday. Here is the threat here for Saturday, starting off the weekend. Enhanced risk for severe weather across eastern Texas, northern Louisiana and central Louisiana, as well as western Mississippi and southeastern Arkansas. Once again, Arkansas is going to be in this risk for Saturday. This once again, it goes as far northward as western Pennsylvania, as just severe weather continues day after day. We once again have that significant threat for severe weather down here. We do not have those tornado risks yet. We'll update those tornado risks for you tomorrow. But once again, significant severe weather is possible on Saturday. Strong tornadoes is once again going to be possible for Saturday's threat. And then for day 4, which is Sunday, we have a 15% area for severe weather across portions of Alabama, Georgia, and the panhandle of Florida. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But again, big threat for severe weather here on Friday. All right, so this is going to be 2 a.m. on Friday here, and we're already going to have some storms starting off early Friday. We're going to see some intense thunderstorms start to pop across Central Texas again early Friday. This is going to be 2 a.m. and this is going to be going across areas of southern Oklahoma throughout those early morning hours. 4 a.m. you're going to see some very strong thunderstorms across southern Oklahoma, as well as some more storms over here in central Texas. As we move forward, these storms are going to be moving through eastern Oklahoma on Friday morning, 6 a.m. You're going to continue to see a big cluster of those storms producing those heavy rainfall, strong winds, potentially might produce a couple tornadoes here for early Friday. As you see, kind of those black lines are showing rotating updrafts within those storms as you head throughout the model run. As you head throughout some of those later morning hours, this is going to be 9 a.m. And these are going to bring some more heavy rains over here to Missouri. Kansas is seeing those heavy rains. And again, strong thunderstorms across Friday morning for Arkansas. Moving forward even more, this is going to be, again, that morning convection is going to be a question here for Friday, if that can clear out in time for daytime heating, because the sun is what causes that instability within the atmosphere to cause thunderstorms to develop. We get to about 12 p.m. on Friday, and you're still seeing some rain showers and thunderstorms across central Arkansas, where that main risk area is for Friday. And once again, you're going to start to see supercells develop around 2 to 3 p.m. across some of these areas. That's going to be the main threat for tornadoes on Friday. 5 p.m. and you're seeing a lot of these cells just kind of very close together. This is what we saw on Tuesday, where we saw these cells developing close together, but they were just continuously producing tornadoes here on Tuesday. I definitely don't think we're going to see the magnitude of what we saw on Tuesday on Friday, but we're definitely going to see something similar to that if those ingredients are there. And as you head throughout the evening, this is going to be 6 or 7 p.m., where you're seeing a lot of these storms looking very strong still. just kind of training to the northeast with again that tornado potential is where again you're kind of seeing that same thing what we just saw on Tuesday. We're seeing these storms with again those black lines showing rotating updrafts. That shows where those potential tornado threats are going to be over those same areas of Tennessee, Kentucky, for again another tornado threat in the late evening hours of Friday. Those storms continued with the late evening hours throughout Arkansas, Louisiana, eastern Texas, and again more storms developing around 11 p.m. across central Texas. Those could definitely bring some more bigger hailstones, and again that potential for tornadoes is going to be there across central Texas in the overnight hours of Friday into Saturday. That wind threat is going to increase as that becomes a line here around 1 a.m. of Saturday, and that's going to be moving kind of eastward. But again, you're going to see heavy rains over those same areas, strong winds, and again, potential tornadoes. That tornado threat is going to decrease throughout the early morning hours of Saturday. But once again, you're going to see more and more severe weather develop here for Saturday. This is going to be the afternoon hours, so about 1 p.m. And once again, you're seeing a lot of severe weather popping up here across eastern Texas, Arkansas, western Tennessee is where you're seeing more and more strong storms develop here for Saturday. This is once again going to head around eastward direction into Mississippi, Alabama. Thankfully, Saturday is not looking like as big as what we saw the past few days, but definitely Saturday could be another big threat for tornadoes, as you're seeing again a lot of those black lines showing rotating updrafts. But we're going to take a deeper dive look at some of these ingredients. Once again, this is going to become kind of a messy storm system throughout the late evening hours of Saturday into Sunday, and that threat will generally decrease and generally become a big cluster of lightning and rain throughout the overnight hours of Saturday into Sunday. Looking at significant tornado parameters, which we looked at on Tuesday, and those parameters were nearly maxed out. That's why they issued a high risk. And we all saw what happened on Tuesday. A big outbreak of tornadoes, lots of strong tornadoes on Tuesday. Once again, we're looking at when these storms are going to be active, and about 4 p.m. of Friday, once again, we're seeing nearly maxed or off the charts on some of these values for significant tornado parameters. And that shear is over 70 knots. Lots of shear in this environment for the Arkansas area in northeastern Texas going into western Tennessee. This entire area here is going to be primed for tornadoes once again for Friday, and Friday afternoon to be exact. This threat is going to be around 1 p.m. or even earlier, potentially even 10 a.m. to around 3 a.m. of Saturday. So once again, a very long threat. And again, you're still seeing maxed out values around 6 p.m. So this threat is going to be, once again, one of those bigger threats for tornadoes here on Saturday. And that's why we're already seeing that moderate risk in place for day 2, as this severe weather is just not letting up for this area here at all. So once again, all Arkansas residents, northeast Texas, generally the entire South, once again needs to be preparing as soon as possible for this severe weather outbreak. Another tornado outbreak potential here for Friday into Saturday. And look at significant tornado parameters for Saturday afternoon. You could see we are going to be seeing a big threat for tornadoes here across areas of central Tennessee here and over here in southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and southeastern Texas. Once again, seeing some big parameters in place for Saturday's threat. So I wouldn't actually be surprised if they do issue another moderate risk for Saturday for either wind or tornadoes. Those ingredients are going to be there for Saturday once again for those areas being impacted by these storms. And it is going to be extremely moist. These are dew points, so it's showing you the moisture within the atmosphere. You are seeing over 70 dew points over here across Arkansas, in the entire state of Mississippi and Louisiana. Just some very moist conditions once again for these storms to take up all that moisture and really get going on Friday and Saturday. Just a crazy period of severe weather for these areas in early April. And once again, that tornado threat is going to be very high again for Friday. If you live in those areas, that are being impacted. These areas right here across the entire state of Arkansas, Northeast Texas, um, have those ways to get warnings, watches. Make sure you have that tornado safe space planned and ready to go, because these storms are once again going to be moving fast. So you're not going to have a lot of time to react, especially with this tornado environment for Friday. I'll have some more updates coming out on the community tab and social media, but make sure to subscribe to the channel, support the channel, and like the video, as it helps spread this information to more people. Share this video with more people so you can get this information out for Friday's storm threat. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.